So a class notebook for you as a teacher has these tabs. Now, notice that there's a thing called collaboration space. Collaboration space, there's nothing in it, but this is where the kids can work together. So you can see down here, there's a velocity unit of notes, which other people have added notes to. There's some class projects in here that students have been working on and adding things in, and everyone in the class can work in this space. And that could be, you might be taking notes, jotting things down, and it could be a really nice way of keeping track of what's going on collaboratively. Everyone has access to the collaborative space. The content library, on the other hand, is where you can build stuff as a teacher and then share it with your students. Now, your students can't add, delete, or do anything in this. It's your content library. It's like the library books that you have. But underneath it, you'll see that I've then got all the students in my class. So as a teacher, I can see all the students. But as a student, they can just see their spot, plus the content library, plus the collaboration space. They cannot see anyone else's spaces. So Adele here, Adele will see her spaces, but she won't see anyone else's spaces. But as a teacher, I can jump into Adele's spot at any time I want to. So you can see in Adele's notebook, she's got an oceans project, she's got quizzes, she's got some class notes, she's got handouts, some ocean creatures, some labs, and some homework. So if I wanted to jump in and see how Adele's doing with her ocean project, I can just open it up and I can jump in really quickly to see where she's at. And I can give her some feedback. Whoops. I can give her some feedback inside that space at any time. So that's what a class notebook's like. There's some really great features in Class Notebook, but we haven't got time to jump into them today. For me, it's just superb because I can put a whole lot of stuff in here. A couple of things I would say though, inside here, because this is a document that you as a teacher can jump in at any time, you can monitor the work that they've done at any stage. You can add a voice memo, so you can actually give them a voice memo in there to say, look, this is great, maybe you need to add this to your project, but you can see their work at any time in real time. So it's a really nice way of being able to manage the workspace as well. The other way I've seen the content library work really well is that the teachers might post in here what we're doing this week. So they might have a document in there that goes, Monday we're going to be doing this, Tuesday we'll be doing this, Wednesday we might be doing this, and drop a video in as well so the kids can watch you explaining it. And they can come back to it and watch it any time. So those kids that might miss a bit of instructions or something like that, you can always come back to it. The notebook that you get in a staff team is very similar to this, but all your staff members will have a separate booklet themselves that they can see, but no one else can see it. And then your leadership, whoever built the team, will have a space up here that they can build things out in as well. So it's a really nice way of being able to be able to manage your staff and be able to see what's going on. And then in the other ones, you'll get notebooks that people can access as well. So that's the different types of notebooks that are sitting in there. All right, so it still works. So Leonie's asked, does it work if two teachers share a class notebook? Exactly, you'll have two teachers in there at the same time, which is really good. There's a bit of is there a limit to the size of voice in video? Not really. So Josie's asked about the way in which it manages the video. Just be aware that if the kids at home, they've got really low bandwidth and you put a 4-hour video of you explaining something, which I probably never do, it will take up a bit. So what you probably would like to do is look at the fact that maybe a short 5-minute video, this is what you're going to do, then that'll be worth watching as well. So the whole idea of working online in that environment with pedagogy is really interesting because you'll find that at the end of this hour-and-a-half webinar, you're going to be fairly tired because you've just had me talking at you. And then that happens all the time. And so if you're getting this talking in your face, you haven't got that physical relationship with me, and that tends to take a lot of energy. So if you're giving a lot of information to your kids and great big chunks of information like this, then they're probably not going to be engaged and they're probably going to switch off. So you just need to be aware that 10-minute chunks of video or input is really good. So set up the 10 minutes and then away you go, and then let the kids do something. Then maybe check back in half an hour's time or 45 minutes. Cool. Lee's asking, can you delete a student from a team? You certainly can. You can go into the settings and just rip them out if you want to. Alrighty. So, and I've also said, can you do a pre-record lesson on Zoom and then insert that into your class in your notebook? You certainly can, as long as you record it. You can drop a video in there as well.